A lot of academics, although they're able to have their own IP and their own patents, they don't really get the time or the privilege to commercialize their IP or their patents. If you try go right into industry, you have more opportunities to try and commercialize. The microalgae, it's photosynthetic, so it needs light energy to survive and absorb carbon dioxide. We call it Vayu, the indoor liquid plant. It grows microalgae. So microalgae is an aquatic organism. It only grows inside water. So we need a machine to provide bubbles and provide that internal agitation, which allows the algae, the microalgae, to grow. Once it grows to that optimum concentration, we have the highest level of carbon dioxide reduction. Our Vayu is about this big and it's a desktop solution. But the liquid tree is about 1.8 meters tall. So it's like having a full-size oak tree inside your office, which would greatly benefit indoor oxygen concentration and help reduce carbon dioxide. My mother, she's mentioned that, oh, my allergies have reduced significantly from having the Vayu at home. We've had some people say it's producing so much oxygen in my bedroom that I can't sleep. I had to move the machine outside into the living room. We've had some people say, oh, it just improves the overall freshness. I feel fresher. And that's really what we try to achieve, is we want to make people feel good. Some people are receiving the product and they're expecting it to work instantly. But actually you start it and it grows from just colorless to very dark green within a week, week and a half. Algreen is all about bringing nature indoors. We started this company with my co-founder Dhruv. So Dhruv was a classmate of mine. We were both doing entrepreneurship courses as part of our Biotech major at HKUST. We're both from a city in India, Mumbai. Over the last 15 years, lots of new developments. And that has really affected the overall air quality index. Already we're seeing lots of negative health consequences, a lot of respiratory issues. I have very young cousins still in school. I witnessed at least 2 or 3 days where their school is cancelled due to poor air quality. Most offices might have house plants or certain types of indoor plants, which are actually quite difficult to maintain, which is why a lot of offices tend to not keep these solutions as a long-term product. Because Hong Kong offices are so cramped and there's so many people inside the office, working at the same time, sometimes you can get a little bit sleepy and tired. This is called sick building syndrome, and it's a result of excess indoor carbon dioxide. Plants like this, they don't actually remove carbon dioxide at high enough rates as compared to our Vayu. Our Vayu is a little bit more expensive than the traditional house plant, but if you go to flower market, there are some house plants that are even more expensive than our liquid plant. I can see some Japanese house plants are 2,000-3,000 Hong Kong dollars. Just like a plastic box with a motor and a fish tank bubbler. So that was the most initial design. We did a lot of customer discovery interviews before we invested more time and more effort into this product. After those interviews, we thought the response was good enough for us to proceed. At least a year and a half from initial conception, the most basic prototype, to a more advanced prototype, interviews, market research, and then finally working with OEM and doing some mold construction and manufacturing and then initial testing. In between that, we were also doing a lot of crowdfunding. We had a Kickstarter campaign which was quite successful, helped us pay for the initial manufacturing costs as well. Kickstarter platform got us around $11,000, and then from there we've just been selling on our Shopify. We're also now working with overseas importers, so we're distributing our product from Hong Kong or China to in Korea, and we're also looking to export to Japan and UK now. The US buyers are mostly just everyday customers. These people live next to a train station or they live next to an industrial area and they'll want some sort of machine to help improve their indoor environment. We have a few Asian customers, but our B2B model, we offer a leasing model. So we have some higher profile clients. We have Gammon Construction. They've leased 10 to 12 units of our Vayus. We even have one machine at the UAE consulate here in Hong Kong. When we first started though, it's difficult because when you have a design but it's not ready for manufacture, it's difficult especially when you're producing such a small batch of units. Most factories require at least 1,000 pieces. Luckily, we found a good sourcing agent here in Hong Kong. The biggest advantage is we can go right to China and visit the factory. Another big advantage is we can also send the samples here very quickly. It only takes maybe 1 or 2 days to send the samples from Shenzhen to Hong Kong. Whenever we've had like initial conversations with VCs, it seems like there's a lot of pushback on our type of business because it's a product hardware-based business. It's not like an AI company. It's not something that a lot of VCs would invest in. For how it worked for us at least is we were still in university. We would enter these competitions, case competitions. We would enter one competition called Sino 1 million. We got like maybe 100,000. While we were doing the competition, we were already being recruited into Science Park. And from there we get into ideation. And ideation at the time was 100,000 Hong Kong. That is given over 1 year and it's based on whether you complete the milestones. We completed it maybe like 2-3 months, and then we immediately applied for incubation. And incubation I think is around 850,000 Hong Kong, so a little over 100,000 US. And they also provide like 300,000 in terms of like rental subsidy, some like employee subsidies as well, which you have to apply through the Innovation Technology Commission. So we have subsidies for like 2 employees. We get subsidies for hiring interns as well. We get small subsidies for if we're investing into branding, like reimbursement-based subsidies. It's never like they just give you a lump sum of money. You have to have the cash on hand from either sales revenue or previous funding. And then once you achieve the milestones, then the government will pay you back. We have a lot of good biotech researchers here in Hong Kong. There's a lot of good tech talent here. Hong Kong provides a good infrastructure for various types of biotech businesses, whether it's medical or food, and even for us, for like household use. We've never had to get overseas talent because it's much easier for us to just hire locally. We get subsidies for local hires as well. We've actually been making revenue since 2023. Around September, October, we made $1 million. Vayu is most popular, and then the second most popular product I'd say is our education camps, our education services, when we go to schools and help teach them about biotech. It really starts at a grassroots level. So we're conditioning young children to the importance of indoor green spaces and help them understand biotech and microalgae. We've had a lot of traction as well. We're getting a lot of inquiries about importing the product as well from different distributors, different overseas distributors. Based on our current pipeline of potential customers, I think we'll have at least like 150% growth compared to last year. Alright, so this is how we package our algae here in the lab. We first manufacture this gel. We grow this algae here, we mix it and we make it into a gel, which makes it easier to transport. We then pour it into these little plastic sachets, and then we seal it here so it doesn't spill during travel, like so. There you go. And so this is what the customer receives. Now we also provide a nutrient formula for the customer as well. So this helps like the early growth of the algae as they receive it. Alright. Okay. And then we also package it like so. Come take a look. This is what we call it. Yeah, our algae nutrient blend. Now, when the customer receives their Vayu, they receive it like this. Okay? And all they have to do is fill it with water. Like so. So it holds around 2.5 liters. You just ask them to fill it with any water, tap water or filtered water, both work just fine. Go like this. Now, if we can look right here, we have these different settings. If you turn it on, it immediately starts bubbling. We can control the lighting, like so, and also the strength of the bubbling in case the noise is bothering you at night. You can make it a little bit lower. Yep, so that's how it works. And then we ask the customer to put the nutrients in, like so. Then we can pour in this algae. Like this. After that, they can fill the rest with water here. So, super easy to maintain because all they have to do is watch it grow. So it'll go from here, yeah, very light green to what you see on the right. It goes from a very So it goes from a very light green or colorless to what you see here on the right to sort of in between, a little bit darker green, to eventually it becomes very, very dark green over here. And that's when you know you have to change it, which we provide instructions on how to maintain it. You only need around 1 month of growth, so you maintain it once every growth cycle. So once a month, very easy to maintain.